What's up, everybody? Hope all you guys are having a awesome Monday, and I hope you had a amazing and awesome weekend, guys. Again, happy Tuesday Eve, happy beloved Monday, guys. And I'm actually I'm not really that excited to talk about this episode, particularly on this topic. But I had a good friend of mine reach out to me. She is a forensic psychiatrist, and she actually wanted me to talk about this since it is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And she wanted just to get my opinion on stuff and all that. So my good friend Delaney, we all know, if you guys don't know her, she's been on the channel. She is a forensic psychiatrist. And me and Delaney go way back. We worked at the Boys and Girls Club for 5 years together. And, she wanted me to talk about something regarding mental health. And I agreed, even though I did not really want to talk about it. But I'm going to give you guys my breakdown on, mental health and about, the criminal side of mental health. So if you enjoy the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and like, and don't forget to subscribe down below. All right, guys. So let's get down to it. First things first, guys, I wanted to bring up the question that I get a lot when it comes to mental health. If you guys do not know my story, I have been hospitalized for mental health over 10 times in my life. So I'm not like a doctor, but I am able to give a lot of insight and input on this. So someone asked me the other day, actually, if people in a behavioral hospital, which again, if you guys don't know the difference, that is a short-term hospital for mental health. People, you got to understand, guys, there are people that have mental health issues that do not want to take care of it. They don't want to address it. They don't want to do meds. They don't want to do therapy. Really unfortunate, guys. But the one question I do get is, when people are in prison for mental health and all that, are they allowed to get released from prison and go to a state hospital? And that's actually a really good question. First thing is first, okay? You got to understand that the sad thing about prison, guys, is mental health is not big there, okay? In there's at least 74% of inmates in the United States that are doing prison time do have mental health issues, and this is not all of them walked into prison with this, but again, prison, guys, can do a lot. It changes the brain. It's just a whole nother world, okay? And there are a lot of inmates in there that do, need psychiatric treatment. And so how this is broken down, guys, is I actually had a roommate. When I was in a behavioral hospital, and he was in the behavioral hospital from the county jail. Okay, so it is somehow common that inmates do go from a prison straight to a mental hospital. If that does happen, it's always a state hospital, not a behavioral. And it only happens on basically two things. Number one, there is no mental health treatment program that is currently going on in the prison. But there's a little fun fact. Every prison in the United States, no matter if it's minimum, medium, maximum, federal, it doesn't matter. They have to have mental health staff on board. Doesn't mean it's the best, okay? I have spoken to a lot of people who have done time in prison about mental health, and the one thing I hear all the time from them is that it is not a big thing in there at all. I actually was in a mental hospital this past November, and one of the staff used to be a correctional officer, and he told me, I don't think he should have told me this, but he told me that basically inmates are just given Haldol, okay? And Haldol is a psychiatric medication. It really is. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's actually a medication I am allergic to. I was literally rushed to the ER last October, and because of an allergic reaction, I had to Haldol. Okay, I'm not saying it nearly took my life. I'm just, but yeah, I mean, when you talk about mental health in prison, in jail, guys, very, very minimum. There is not a lot they can do. At the maximum security level, they try to do a whole lot more. They try to have an entire unit of the prison for mental health, but that is just not the case with every prison. I will say this though, okay? The number one thing that causes mental health issues in prison, believe it or not, is not surprising, is isolation. Inmates who are in their cell 23 hours a day, okay, and let out for 1 hour a day. That is the number one cause of mental health in prisons, okay? I will be very honest with you guys. The one thing I'm big on is, guys, I always say this. I am against solitary confinement, and I know a lot of you guys know that. The only biggest reason I am is because when you put someone in solitary, doesn't matter how long. It could be 1 day, it could be 2 days, it can be 3 days. It literally their mind changes. Okay, so I'll just be honest with you. Okay, now I'm going to be really truthful about this. Inmates who get sent from prison to a hospital for mental health and all that, it has to be to the degree that the prison staff and the prison medical staff both agree that they are not safe now. In other words, is they are not competent to be an inmate in a prison. Now, that is very, very tough to get because you got lawyers wanting their clients given testing. You got a lot of people. You got the inmates saying all this. Here's the thing, okay? Doesn't mean an inmate self-harms in prison. Doesn't mean they are mentally ill. That is, okay? There are a lot of inmates in prison that will use mental health as what I call the excuse, and that is to get out, okay? I will be blunt honest with you. The chances of an inmate going from prison to a state hospital for mental health treatment is literally under 5%. It is that rare, guys. And the only reason is because when it comes to mental health, they have medication. And I mean, guys, again, almost over 60% of inmates in prison that have mental health issues take medication, okay? Now, it really is tough, guys. I've known ex-cons who have surprisingly helped me with my mental health. And the one thing they're big on is they're big on getting mental health better and more aware in prisons, okay? But I will be very honest with you guys. I say this all the time, Okay? It doesn't matter what you do. If you do something against the law, I don't care if you're mentally ill or not, you still have to be held accountable. And that's something you guys need to know. Okay? If I get mad, okay, if I get mad or I'm hearing like voices and I punch a wall and I break a wall and I put a hole in the wall, I'm going to be held accountable no matter what. All right. You kind of understand that, guys. I know it's tough. A lot of people, okay, a lot of people always tell me that, well, they weren't in the right mind. Hey, you want to here's a little fun story for you guys, okay? When I was first hospitalized for mental health, first time ever as a adolescent, I was in high school. I was a sophomore in high school, okay? I literally, okay, had a episode to the point I threw a chair. All right. Again, I wasn't in my right state of mind, but I ended up getting a consequence. I ended up getting visitation rights, and I believe my phone call rights taken away for a week. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm just saying, all right? So I still, my point of the story is I had to be held accountable for my actions, okay? So, yes, guys, you know, I find it really interesting because most of the most notorious criminals that aren't in the prison system have a good chance of having some sort of mental health issue, whether it's diagnosed or it's not, okay? And so if you're going to ask me, guys, if you know someone that is experiencing signs of mental health, please address it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not out here talking to you guys like I'm a doctor, guys, but I am going to say this, okay? Mental health is not big. It's not talked enough, okay? I'm not saying I'm perfect, guys. You know, for me to come on this channel and tell you about my mental health experience, it takes a lot of guts. I'm not, you know, I get nervous talking about it with you guys too. But at the end of the day, guys, the reason I share my story and the reason I'm big on mental health is because I'm a very caring person. All right. I am. I mean, I may not like you, but I still care about you. Okay. So there's people I really don't like. There are a lot of people I have had to deal with that I don't like, but at the end of the day, I want the best for them. Okay. So, you know, you got to understand, guys. I'm not perfect. Okay. But I am saying this, guys. Mental health is not an excuse. Okay? It isn't. If you got to understand, okay, you always get told at a young age you need to be held accountable for your actions. Okay? It's the same. All right? So, make sure you guys understand, guys, that at the end of the day, you know, if you guys are watching this video and you have if you're taking any medications, guys, for mental health, I get it. If you don't want to take it, I fully understand. But it comes down to this, okay? You don't take your meds, what's the consequence? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so. But, yeah, so you know what, guys? I got to be honest with you guys. It's like this. I can't do my job, okay, if I don't do my part in my mental health. If I don't take my meds or I don't do my therapy and all that, I can't do my job, okay? You know, so, you know, but you know what, guys? If you know someone that is experiencing signs, guys, be there for them. You know, tell them that you care about them, okay? Because I'm going to be very honest with you guys. a lot of people that get diagnosed with mental health, they don't always have the best environment. Okay, they don't. So there you guys have it. But yeah, guys, just be nice to yourself and one another, please, guys. I mean, the only person that calls me crazy is myself. And you know what? People laugh at that, and it's funny. But at the end of the day, guys, take care of yourself. Take care of one another. All right. I've seen some of my best friends not take care of themselves. I've seen the best thing about it, guys, is when I had to be hospitalized for all this, I had my girlfriend there, I had my sister, my brother, everybody, and all that. And, and I'm not saying it was easy for them, okay? But at the end of the day, guys, all it takes is one person to be supportive. All it takes is one person to be there, whether it's family or not family, okay? So, but yeah, I mean, if you guys know me really well, if you guys are new to the channel, guys, I would highly, highly recommend you watch the episode and the journey I've been on. I'm not saying I could write a book about it. It wouldn't be a book I would want to read, but all I'm going to say is this, okay? You got to be held accountable for your actions, but the biggest thing at the end of the day is, guys, it's not the thing about prison, guys. It changes people, all right? And that's the one thing with me. I have interviewed 7 people who have done prison time, and the one thing I hear from all, and it's the same thing I've heard, is it changes you, okay? I've 7 people that I interviewed that did prison time. And again, these 7 people did 8 years or more. And the one thing they said is on their first day there, it changed them. Okay, not always in a good way. Some of those people I interviewed left with mental health issues that they did not walk in with, so... But, even forensic psychiatries, guys, they're big on it. They say that, mental health does not get better in prison. I'm not going to share the stories that my friend Delaney has shared with me. She has sat down with very, very cruel people and all that. And remember, she's a forensic psychologist. All right. And the one thing she's told me, and I'm not going to share it with you guys, is she walked into that interview as a forensic psychologist, and she walked out questioning a lot of things about mental health. Okay. That's literally how it was. Okay. So, but yeah, guys, so I'm going to stop right there, guys. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed. If there's remember, guys, tomorrow is the last day of June. So if there is something you want me to address on mental health, please let me know so I can get that prepped. But other than that, guys, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming on the channel, and I can't wait for you guys to be a part of it. Have a great night. I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow in the next episode.